if you look at the nature of collaborative work, there's no specific snapshot that defines it. It's a very seamless experience about movement and being dynamic throughout the day. And if you look at collaboration as being a dynamic experience, then you have to create a series of settings that actually support these dynamic experiences.
At Steelcase, we've been talking about a shift from I to we work. We've been talking about distributed work. We've been talking about people working in new ways and how technology has allowed that. And finally, we started to see it.
The nature of work had changed in the sense that it wasn't just one person sitting at a desk, that it really was networks of people creating great intellectual property, innovating, working together and collaborating.
When we step back from it, we think of collaboration as being defined and shaped by three inseparable factors. There's social factors, people to people, spatial factors, people to space, and informational factors, people to the analog and digital tools that they're using to share information. And these three are really inseparable, and they impact how and where people want to collaborate.
Another thing that our observations helped us see was the disconnect between the work that was being done and the physical environment that was provided to do that work. And so you can think of that as a barrier, not only a physical barrier, but a barrier to success in general.
Some of the barriers that we noticed in the office were sometimes as simple or as banal as bringing the walls down. Good designers have been doing that for years, noticing that people actually appreciate and value the idea of connection.
So typically when we think about a collaborative interaction that's very intense and you're doing a lot of creative work together and you've got a team who has a war room, quote unquote, right? You're in a meeting room that's a closed space. There's a great big table. There's no barriers, there's no walls that are separating you guys from each other. You can all see each other and get to each other and see the same material on the wall at the same time. People were doing that kind of behavior or trying to behave in that way, but out in the open plan.
One of the things our research team noted was actually in the existing paradigms, which is one we call a cubicle, it really all the value around technology, interface, features had migrated to the panel. And that desking and storage actually became dumbed down. But where do people spend most of their time? They spend most of their time interacting with desking and storage. So we said, let's invert that.
And so the idea was, how do we create within a small area everything that's within reach, physically, literally of you, and it could be a technology tool, it could be paper, it could also be visually within reach. And that's what would create a great small space.
Often the measure of good design is we say, wow, we should have thought of that a long time ago. But it's really, the process you go through in fusing research insights with giving them these expressions often reveals things that are so obvious, in a way that says, why didn't we think of that earlier? But that's what good design is. One of the things about building tools or a collection for collaboration is that good design shouldn't be noticed. If people notice the things that we've done to foster collaboration, actually we've interrupted collaboration. It's the idea of extracting what's not essential. It should just be part of the design.